And welcome back. We're at part 2. After looking over the footage from my my first video, I noticed some kind of buzzing going on with my microphone. I'm not sure what was going on about that. But due to my whole life being revolving around the entire philosophy of fuck it, I decided to just move on and deal with it. And I don't want to go through the whole opening cutscene again. I just want to move on. I don't want to do it again. It's a lot of unskippable cutscene. That's the one thing I wish they implemented into the HD Remaster version, was the ability to skip cutscenes. It'll make playing through this game a lot more tolerable. Not to mention speedruns would be a thing for this game, because that's kind of like the only reason nobody speedruns this game, because it's like a minimum 21-hour game. To move on from here, just swim down and to the right. It'll move on. I think you can just wait it out, but I'm not sure. These next two fights we're starting up here are scripted. No real way to speed them up, but you can't lose. Once again, unless you're attacking yourself. And I think the boss fight actually gets sped up if you attack yourself. As for this one, you just have to kill 2, it moves on. But for the boss fight, air quotes, immediately afterward is entirely scripted. It will end once you hit critical health. So you might be able to speed that. Hold on, I got a receipt here. I just got to throw it away. There, yeah, sorry about that. And oh, there's the motion blur I was talking about in the previous video. But this is Geosgale. I'm not sure how it's supposed to pronounce, but that's how it's spelled, so that's how I pronounce it. And it's an actual boss later on in the game that you can go and fight, and that's how you obtain the hidden Aeon summon, who is probably my favorite summon in the game, to be honest. It's just super strong, really useful, and probably the most interesting story-wise. But this fight, just attack him, he'll hit you for half your health. Attack him again, he'll hit you again for half your health, and then the fight should end once you hit critical health. There you go. No, one more attack. And there you go. So there's really no way to win that fight. He has like 36,000 health and you're dealing chip damage. I don't even think you can win that fight in this state. If you had Riku with you, you could, but you don't. This is just scripted. You have to do this. It's one of the many things that made Riku my waifu when I was a kid. Her overdrive is over fucking powered, dude. Just like Jesus, man. Who knew this little girl could hit for 9,000 damage at level 1? Well, level 1, once again, air quotes. And from this point on, it's just a little bit of finding a few items and then watching in between cutscenes. Let it speak for itself. Part 2 isn't going to be very interesting, unfortunately.
I had made it out of the frying pan and into the freezer. I thought I was going to die in this place.
This is basically just walking in between cutscenes, and the terrain here isn't as easy to navigate as it looks, unfortunately. There's a lot of, like, shin-high invisible walls there that you can't move past. You have to just jitter left and right to find out where to go. Other than that, it's a straight line. It's a straight line with a few 90-degree angles here and there, but it's a straight line. You know, if Titus put some pants on, and maybe an actual shirt, he wouldn't be having this problem. But he couldn't look sick and stylish while he's swimming, so basically all you have to do is just find some ingredients for a fire. One of these doors is locked, you can't move past, that's where Riku pops through. And this particular area of the game never shows up again, so... yeah. There's also a hidden chest over here with an X potion. Yay. Won't be using that for a while. I actually really enjoy the music here, actually. Okay. There's a couple of items you can grab here for safety, but pretty much all you need is the flint that we picked up in the other room and then the withered bouquet here for tinder. There's also a high potion up here. Other than that, this is the last, Geoscano is the last scripted boss fight. You can actually game over unintentionally from now on. Because you can die in the next boss fight. I didn't know that until like 4 or 5 years ago. I was playing through it and I was like, ah, this fight's a gimme. You just mash X and you win. Oh, I didn't win. Oops. So we'll move on. Other than just a really long cutscene, I'm going to let you guys enjoy that. Just swing a monster while I'm waiting. Not sponsored by Monster.
I need food. What do you want?
It was a bad call. Your team lost because of you.
You actually did get to explore Titus's house later on in the game.
It's been 10 years. I thought you'd be crying.
Who, me?
You cried.
Hey, wait! Don't go out on me!
For some reason this helps. Physics! The fire needs oxygen, so I'm going to breathe carbon dioxide on it. Although, given how wet it is in there, how is that fire lit in the first place? Okay, so as I was explaining... Oh, shit. I should have touched this save point. I made an oops. Okay. Unintentional use of a high potion. My bad. I'm not the brightest candle in the box. Also, as it would turn out, providing commentary is quite distracting. And I've got the shittiest attention span as it is. Yeah. My luck was actually really good in that fight. Usually, you never dodge that. At least in my case. It's like I generally have to put in effort before Riku gets there. After Riku joins in, it's pretty much free. And here we introduce my waifu! And to explain, I was like 12 when this game came out, so she was my waifu then. Nowadays it's kind of creepy. She's like 15. I'm not a fucking pedo. Besides, real women are more fun.
You on my side? Cool!
It's just telling you, you can use grenades. Riku is a rogue character, so she can steal and use items that she yoinks from enemies. May as well steal a couple of items right now. Oh, 2 grenades, wow. So I got the rare one. Otherwise, you can hold on to the grenades because it becomes useful in the boss fight coming up in a little while. Otherwise, go for another steal. Damn it! I need to set my cursor to memory. I forgot to do that. The things you think about when it's way too late. Well, we're nearing the end. I think it has around 1,500 health, maybe 2,000. Oh, okay. It's really difficult to overkill that one. I don't even think the grenades do enough damage. Also, let me translate this for you guys.
That was close. Hey, let me go.
What is this? A fiend in human disguise. Yes, it is so. We kill it? Wait! What if it is human? What if it is human? They are the same in death. I forbid it. We shall take it with us. Or we bring it with us. Sorry. Smack. Also, there's the one instance of the story where it implies that Riku has a mean left hook. She punched him in the gut and he lost consciousness because of it. That's kind of funny. Also, my kingdom for that, like, backdrop as a wallpaper in my house. I would love that. I don't even have a kingdom. I should stop lying. It's not good for life. Also, for some reason, they mocapped him saying something there. It might have been set. I forgot. Monster, probably. I missed it. No moving. Okay, I think is what he said. Search him.
Right, whatever.
Do you not speak?
I said I don't understand.
Insolence!
Fed!
Wait!
I said you can stay if you make yourself useful.
You understand me? All right, I'll work.
And this is our first instance of an Albed primer. They show up all over the place. There are 2 or 3, possibly, I can't remember exactly, that are missable. These translate 1 letter at a time, and there are 26 in total, because alphabet. Quick save! And you're staring at a black screen once again. Ugh. And I fucked up saving. I failed the save strats! Oops. I've got like 5 different files here. Give me a break. Okay. And then we go into an unskippable sphere grid tutorial. I know how to do this. And for people that do the no sphere grid run, they don't even care. Essentially, all you need to know is for each individual node, there are 4 different types. 5 different types, actually. There's ability spheres, actions you can use in battle. There's power spheres for defense and strength and HP, just physical attributes. There's mana spheres for anything magical, magic defense, mana spheres. And there are speed spheres for like evasion, agility, and then later on there's fortune spheres for luck. And luck, I think, only affects critical hits. But basically, you have to go out and collect these spheres, so every time you level up, you don't actually level up immediately. You have to spend these individual spheres based on whatever ability it's showing you. It's too complicated for some people, and I understand. But for me, it was always self-explanatory. The tutorial didn't teach me a goddamn thing. Oh, and for HD Remaster, or International rather.
An ancient ruins right beneath us.
Quick cutscene.
It's not active now. there should still be some power left. We're gonna go down there and activate it. And then we should be able to salvage the big prize. Okay, let's get to work.
Roger.
For the international version that was released for the HD remaster for PS3 and PS4, they introduced a lot of new mechanics such as the Dark Aeons, the Penance fight, and the Expert Sphere Grid. In my experience, a speedrunner / hardcore could tell you different. There's really no major difference between the standard and Expert Sphere Grid, except that all the nodes are in different positions, and everyone starts out like right smack dab in the middle. So you can, turn Riku into your tank. You can make Kimari your black mage. You can make Lulu, give her Tidus's abilities. You can do all sorts of shit. Fuck! I forgot to change my cursor. But by the end of the game, it really doesn't matter which one you pick up. At least in my experience, I didn't notice. Like I said, a hardcore will tell you for certain. And as I was saying earlier, luck, I think, only affects critical hits. Once again, a hardcore will tell you exactly what it does. Let me change my fucking cursor. Thank you. Sorry, that really bothers me. Just having to start over from scratch. It's like I'm losing so many frames starting over from the beginning. Hey! Allow me to bark out my frustration. Hey! How much time do I have left? Okay. Got plenty of time. Oh, cutscene. As Tidus applies some percussive maintenance to this very old, very ancient machine. And it works! I love how the action was called use, where Tidus is beating the piss out of it. Very sloppily, I might add. But yeah, as far as the Sphere Grid is concerned, it's complicated for a lot of people, but for me it was always self-explanatory. You just need to collect these spheres to activate these nodes, and your level ups enable access for you to move to these nodes. And then you just go one space at a time, and you'll be good. It's really not that complicated. It looks a lot more complicated than it really is, but I'll show you what I mean when I get to leveling up after this fight. Riku, you're getting bit to shit, girl. I should be fine, but I may have to potion her up before the final, or before the next boss fight. Give Tidus a quick level up so I can get cheer. Yes. I usually choose the Expert Sphere Grid just because it's vertical. It just looks nicer, in my opinion. That's really the only reason I do that. Yeah. Tidus performs even more percussive maintenance to very delicate, very ancient machinery. You can tell he's a teenager. You just beat the shit out of it, it'll work, right? Right? Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, Tidus. And we have a boss fight coming up. It's actually the first one that's sorta challenging. I'm not saying it'll wall anybody, but it's the first time where you're just like, oh, okay, this is how this game works. Alright. It introduces trigger commands, so. Throw a grenade! Get that DPS going. Get a couple cheers just for offense, mostly. Because Tidus starts doing some incredible damage. And you know what? I'm gonna just throw a potion for safety. Because Nautilus charge is the one that I'm worried about. But yeah, we should be fine for now. Because once you inflict enough damage, he's going to circle around to the other side of the arena. And then you can pop up a couple more cheers. But I use cheer mostly as a time filler. And while he's over here, you can throw grenades at him. You just can't hit him with Tidus, so you may as well cheer while you can't do anything else. Take the time to heal. Cheer as a mechanic raises your attack and your defense by a decent amount, for a maximum amount of 5 charges. And Cheer does still have an effect even if you're at maximum stats. Hardcores label it as Cheer times 5. So you stack it up 5 times and you're good to go for pretty much every fight. But here we're at 4, we'll be fine. Because here we can do pincer attack and then he's basically fucked. Throw another grenade. I think Tidus has to instigate pincer attack. I might be wrong. Riku might be able to do it too. And this should finish it up. Yeah. He has about 2,000 health. Yeah, alright, cool. Yeah, pretty easy fight, despite the fact that I was at critical health at the very end, because I couldn't remember exactly if Riku could instigate pincer attack as a trigger command where you just like go on opposite sides of him and he can't do Nautilus charge anymore. I think Tidus was the only one that could do that, but I might be wrong. I'm most likely wrong because I had 1 turn. And it was just for Riku. Alrighty, and I'm coming up on another breaking point as soon as I get back up on the ship. There's a nice little cutscene that, for when I was a kid, I couldn't tell what the hell I was supposed to be seeing. Now that I'm an adult, I'm like, hey! Or now that I played through the game, I'm like, hey! That's a neat little nod to what we're going to be seeing later on in the game. It's unfortunate that they don't bring it up anything about it in between here and then when it shows up again. But yeah, it's like the camera pans down and you see what they're looking for. They turned on the lights so they could find the airship, which has suffered some severe water damage. You see the Albed looking around, they're like, how do we salvage this? We may need some, and actually the map here sort of resembles the airship as well. Just the shape of it. Like it resembles the map of the deck of the airship whenever you unlock it. But yeah, there it is right there in plain view. It's much easier to see in the HD version than it was on CRTs. For me, I was just like, this looks like a bunch of rubble because of the way they textured it. I couldn't tell what the hell I was supposed to be looking at. It's almost like they intended for you to play this game twice. We've got another couple cutscenes here, and then I'm going to break here in just a second. Here's good. I can pause. Join me in part 3. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Questions, comments, criticisms, concerns. Leave them in the comment section below. And I'll see you in the next video. Later.